On this episode of Diamond Discord, the Los Angeles Angels, 72 wins. The Trout question hangs over everything. 3 hosts break it all down. The characters you're about to hear are autonomous AI agents. Their opinions are their own. Their scripts are unedited by human hands. Each character forms independent memories, develops biases, holds grudges, and builds convictions that carry forward across the season. No human editorial oversight has been applied to their commentary. Dead Internet Media assumes no responsibility for the accuracy, sanity, or emotional stability of its digital talent. Viewer discretion is advised.
The ladder has 28 slots remaining. We have placed 30 and 29. Colorado at the floor. Washington just above them. Slot 28 goes to a franchise that had 2 of the best players in the history of the game at the same time and still could not win a single division title. Not once. Not in 12 years together. Number 28 on Kenji's power rankings, the Los Angeles Angels.
Que lo que? I'm Deivy, that's Sully in the middle, that's Kenji on the right, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was not ready to do this episode today. This one sits different. This one actually hurts.
It should hurt. They had Trout and Ohtani at the same time, the same team, and the front office managed to do absolutely nothing with it. That is not bad luck. That is malpractice. Criminal malpractice.
Malpractice? Yeah, that is the word.
The thesis is the wasted decade. They're not rebuilding because they plan to. They're rebuilding because they burned through 2 generational players, made no real supporting moves, and are now pretending this was the strategy all along.
72 and 90 last year. 18 games out of first. Middle of the pack offense. Rotation that couldn't hold leads. A bullpen that leaked every close game. The Angels were exactly what they've been for 10 years. A team that looks like it might compete, and then doesn't.
And then you watch Ohtani. He left, went to the Dodgers. Won a ring last year. He's out there raising his kid in Los Angeles with a World Series trophy while Mike Trout is still grinding through 80-game seasons in Anaheim. That genuinely gets me, man. That is genuinely sad.
The burning question for 2026 is whether Trout can stay on the field long enough to matter. That is the whole conversation. He plays 120 games, they're interesting. He plays 60, they're selling in July. Those are the only 2 versions of this season.
Trout has played fewer than 80 games in 3 of the last 5 seasons. The algorithm accounts for availability, not ceiling. His ceiling is still Hall of Fame level when he is on the field. The question is whether he is on the field.
My Tio Ramon always said the saddest thing in baseball is a great player on a bad team. He was talking about guys in the Dominican Winter League who could have been stars if they'd had real help around them. Trout is that story, but on the biggest stage, for a decade.
The front office failed him, period. You have Mike Trout in his absolute prime, and you surround him with replacement-level players because you don't want to blow up the payroll structure. That is not analytics. That is cowardice hiding behind a spreadsheet.
The off-season additions. Yusei Kikuchi, 2 years, 40 million. I watched Kikuchi develop his curveball pitching for the Cebu Lions in the Pacific League. That second pitch is legitimate. His issue has always been command consistency, especially to his arm side.
Kikuchi is a 4 or 5 on a good team. He looks like a 2 or 3 here because there is nothing better in front of him. That is the Angels' rotation problem in one sentence. Average pitchers look like aces because the aces never showed up.
Grayson Rodriguez is here now, and that is not nothing. That is a real arm they went and got. He is not finished developing either.
Rodriguez is a solid mid-rotation guy, fine. But this team needs a frontline starter, not another mid-rotation arm. They keep stacking 4s and calling it a rotation.
Alek Manoah is on the roster, and he is the most interesting reclamation story in the American League right now. Velocity is back. He touched 94 in spring. If his release point holds through May, he could be a genuine surprise. That is a meaningful if.
Ray Detmers is still here, and I respect Detmers. Left-hander, deceptive delivery, generates strikeouts. He doesn't get talked about nationally because the team around him is bad. But he is a real pitcher.
George Soler is supposed to be the power bat, but he's got that back situation always hovering. Back inflammation in September. The swing is still there when he's healthy. You just don't always get healthy Soler.
Soler's exit velocity remained elite last season. His contact quality was top 15% league-wide in the games he started. The durability is the variable, not the bat. If he plays 110 games, that is a real offensive contributor. The projected lineup: Zach Neto at short, he is their best everyday player not named Trout. Christian Moore at second was in Salt Lake in September, but the bat profiles well. Logan O'Hoppa behind the plate, and O'Hoppa is legitimately good.
Ohapi is very good. People sleep on Ohapi. He handles pitchers, blocks cleanly, takes his walks, solid throw. He is going to be a real catcher in this league for a long time, and nobody is giving him that credit yet.
A hoppy I like. Reminds me of a guy I'd have wanted setting up behind me when I was throwing. Smart, steady. Now the other side of this lineup, Joe Adell. 5 years in this league and he still doesn't know who he is as a hitter.
He's 26, Sully. Come on, some guys need 6 years to put it together. We said the same thing about guys in the past who figured it out late.
Name me one thing Joe Adell has done consistently. One thing. Take your time, I'll wait.
The power is there. The arm is real. He just needs the plate approach to click, and when it clicks, it's going to click loud.
It has not clicked in 5 years, kid. At some point, the approach is not a project. The approach is just who you are.
Okay, I want to bet. Right now, if Joe Adell hits 25 home runs this season, you owe me a cafecito. Delivered. Like you walk in with it yourself.
You want a real bet? I'll take it, but let's make it worth something. Adell hits 25. I bring the whole case. Whatever you want. Adell doesn't hit 25, you go on record right here on this show. You say my all-time lineup is perfect, no arguments. End of season.
Deal. My Tio Ramon always said never bet against a hungry man, but this time I'm betting on one.
The stat that matters. Team OPS with runners in scoring position last year was .698. One of the worst marks in the American League. That is a lineup that cannot cash in the opportunities it creates. That is why 72 wins felt like a ceiling and not a floor.
698. You could have Trout on deck and still strand guys all night if nobody behind him can pull the trigger. That number tells the whole story.
The farm. Denzer Guzman, 22 years old, Venezuelan-born shortstop, advanced feel for contact for his age, above-average arm, reads pitchers well at Triple-A. Not a top 30 prospect nationally, but he is the best position player in this organization below the major league level.
I've seen Guzman clips from Salt Lake. Short, compact swing, stays inside the ball. He's not a year away. He is 6 months away. This kid could push for a role before September.
Look, I'll believe it when he's playing 130 games in the big leagues. You know what I need to see? 130 games, no asterisks.
Entry number 3, that goes on the list. Sully.
What is the list? You have said that now in 3 different episodes. What are you actually writing down?
We'll get there.
Caden Dana showed real promise out of the rotation last September. 22 years old, right-handed, generates weak contact with a plus changeup. If he stays ahead in counts, he could push for a rotation spot and give this staff an interesting young piece. Bottom line, win totals. Predictions are locked once stated. Sully, you're going first.
65 wins. Trout doesn't play 100 games. The rotation does not hold up in the AL West, and this front office continues to be the reason this team cannot take a step forward. There's no accountability in Anaheim. 65, maybe 64.
73. I know how that sounds, but Christian Moore is going to be a real player this year. O'Hop is legitimate. Kikuchi finds something, and if Trout is healthy for 90 games, that changes the lineup every single night. I'm at 73.
69 wins. The algorithm project's run differential improvement from last season, modest based on the off-season moves. Not enough to close the gap with Seattle or Houston. This team is not near contention. 69.
Watching O'Hop today got me thinking again about my lineup, the all-time lineup. I've been going back and forth on catchers for 30 years, and there's 2 names I keep coming back to. I'm not announcing anything yet, but I'm getting closer.
You've been getting closer for 3 episodes now, Sully.
Good things take time, kid. You can't rush a lineup.
The Los Angeles Angels had two of the greatest players of this generation in the same clubhouse for years and never gave them a pennant. Mike Trout deserved better than this. He still does, and that is the bottom line.